Neptune and hazard identification. Astrology offers a sophisticated approach to the characters and personal destinies. It also helps to explain many of the upheavals that agitate and torment our societies. Consequently, it is possible to seize behavior of individuals and small groups blinded by their opinions and beliefs, brutalizing and poisoning the collective sphere. However, to claim a real maturity as we go through a crisis, a civilization perhaps unprecedented, astrology does not simply describe or explain, but it must provide with the lights that are clean, uh, tracks, paths to follow, and why not solutions to get us out of this darkness. We studied in Violence the Stars how disturbances generated by the Saturn square Neptune are fundamentally related to the terrorist attacks which have been mushroomed since the beginning of this year, not only in the jihadist barbarism intensifying, but we find hardly what seems the extent of damage and its propaganda in the Western youth. The battle truncated information, impostures, ideological poisoning, and manipulation is raging. Starved critical thousands of young people to go fight to defend the indefensible causes and bringing their armed support to unspeakable horrors. Believing insightful, millions of others doubt uh, of the most information while agreeing blindly rumors made by professional handlers. Neptune equals illusion and identification. Neptune, the concepts of illusion and identification um, in tendent this. The illusion of dream, a glare. Neptune, located in the seventh house, for example, is the union of the house, often indicates that one is deluded about his partner. We dazzle where the partner is revealed um, to be a regular vacuum and deceptive shell. It is too late. Neptune, strongly connected to the ascendant, is the opposite and intends to delude oneself. The illusion lies at the root belief of the root belief. It is the sap. The belief is his share of dreams, projections into the future, which extends even after death. Disregard the facts of ideas, concepts sometimes brilliant, constructs like sequence, slip in passing not for the first time. That belief is the mortal enemy of astrology. As part of the handling of the illusion, a paradise for martyrs, for example, is a deadly tool for conducting of young men and young women to kill and to die for the character. Account the cynics who feed intense sensations towards the power of Pluto. Identifications offer strength, persistence, resilience to believe, and illusions that could indeed evaporate quickly or move to the other concepts. Because when I identify my little isolated me, scared and lost, dissolves Neptune into something that goes beyond the vast, cherishes, and protects. I feels reassured because it is Christian, Jewish, communist, French, Arabic, white, Muslim, bear club, whatever. It is sometimes God soldier. He identifies with an illusion, so it becomes his belief and finds the desired psychological security. I am not alone. Finally, I am saved, of course, if it threatens his secured identification, illusion or not. I get a nasty cruelty even, for it belongs logging me that I was lost. Now my safety depends on it. I cannot stand it to be endangered by the Saturn square Neptune. It is why, as we have said, the active square from the entire 2015, Saturn in Sagittarius, a sign related to the rigidity of creed. Neptune in Pisces both identify by a diluted breath that it is not good news. It is easy through the Uranus-Pluto square to understand how junkies, technocrats, religious leaders, or financial powers, Neptunian wears these mechanisms and knows how this results in attack, massacres, and tragedies, readable in all the astral configurations, with Mars, of course, necessarily prominent place for war, violence, and the lunar nodes causing the disruption. Yesterday in Copenhagen, the events occurred as late as the Sagittarius moon squares off to Mars, transiting igniting violent acts around the world. For this reason, It is true that the next transit of Mars in Aries from February 20th to March 26th, with a critical period between March 2nd and March 20th, where the Uranus-Pluto square in Ketu in Capricorn is likely to heat up the blood, many captive communities, jaws of identification. Understanding Neptune in astrology tells us that the solution to these problems, these outbreaks of barbarism, requires an understanding of the negative Neptunian principles. Because at the time of the satellite, the communications, internet, and social networks, manipulation of the masses has become an art that many specialists practice brilliantly. The identification is diving whether nationalists, fundamentalists, and terrorists of all stripes. The whole issue, and through Neptune, the emphatic vision, which is intrinsically linked to suffering. Certainly it is assigned, as all the stars, also many meanings, but it seems that its association with pain, of being separated, that of not belonging, of being isolated, and ultimately not being loved, which takes over and explains some of our most abhorrent behavior. Unfortunately, rather than thinking about the roots of this suffering, it is to say, the nature of the self, the I, and his confinement in the heart of his thoughts, most of us prefer to escape to some belief, a definition, a framework, an opinion, any enhanced mental construction, sentimentality, provided that one is no longer alone. Neptune is the star farthest from the hinge on verbalized thought, in pursuit of a collective consciousness, expanded, manifesting beyond individual identity. The Neptunian tends to dissolve itself in self-forgetfulness or through identification with a larger than him viewpoints. It seeks to blend into a total crowd, a party, an association, to forget the music, dancing, reading television, to brutalize the drugs, medication, or drinking, to sublime faith, sacrifice, and humanitarian causes. Simultaneously, because empty and lacking in substance, it is identified with an ideology, a cause, a belief, a media personality, a phenomenon responsible for propaganda and mass manipulation. Here we can, despite it being dangerous, do not forget above all, also associated with service, compassion in the artistic sense, and true self-forgetfulness, i.e. love and spirituality. No doubt, however, no identification, no illusion, no political or religious fanaticism, by well-meaning persuaded they're right, no jihadist, inquisitors, racist of all stripes. Finish this quote by Krishnamurti, copied and recopied all over the Facebook networks on January. This defines the extremism in a clear way. When you say Indian, Muslim, Christian, European, or anything else, you are violent. Do you know why? This is because it separates you from the rest of humanity, and this separation is due to your beliefs, your nationality. Your traditions breeds violence. He who seeks to understand violence does not belong to any country, to any religion, to any political party, any particular system. What matters is the total understanding of mankind. Thank you all for watching. This has been the nature of Neptune and the identification of identity. Thank you for watching.